Hello everyone. So again, today I am recording this video from my laptop and I believe my mic is perfectly working and I have kept my mic here so that my voice will go very clearly. So today in this video, we are going to talk about Windows operating system. So what is Windows operating system basically? Well, Windows was a part of Windows is a part of a Microsoft Corporation. And initially it was a separate, I believe initially it was a separate, but later on Windows, I believe, no. I heard, I have seen the, what we say, uh, biography of the Mr. Bill Gates who have built the Windows operating system, and from that he has established a Microsoft, which is one of the most powerful and the largest tech company in the United States as well as in the entire world. So basically what happens here is in the Windows, there are lots of versions, and with the year coming, the Windows version also gets increasing. Like initially, when I was very child and I knew like the window that I have used for or the windows I have seen till my life, like till I know the Windows is starting with the Windows XP. Before that, I don't know like how the Windows 1920 or Windows 2000 looks like. So I have started my journey for the Windows or using the laptop from the Windows XP. And I do know how old it feels when I have a habit of using a Windows 11 and then returning back to the Windows XP. I have done that in the virtual machine and it feels like nostalgia. It gives a feeling of nostalgia, and I just remember playing the dot bike on the computer where my Windows operating system was Windows XP. And well, basically what happens like on the Windows operating system is like initially I know that Windows XP was there, and after that Windows 7 came where we used to play a lot of Flash game on that, and into that there were thousands others game, and yeah, we used to play things like dot bike, or we used to work example Google. I mean, in that time there was no Google Sheets or Google Excels, I mean Google Sheets, but in that time I was very familiar with the Microsoft Word that was, of course, on the Windows 7, and of course, Microsoft Excel, where I used to work because that was the time when I was first introduced to the computer in my school. And when I was still in my school, there are the operating system where the uh, Windows 7 is currently in use, and it feels like little bit old, but yeah, everything works very fine until like everything works. But if we try to run very heavy programs, like if we try to run a very recent version of Adobe Photoshop or Adobe Illustrator in the Windows XP or Windows 7, then it is very difficult for us to run on the older version of Windows because the Windows is made according to that particular year where it was when it was released. And if we try to install the particular version of software that was also released in the same corresponding years, then of course it is going to work on that Windows 7 or Windows XP. And I remember that after Windows 7 there came a Windows 8, and I believe that was one of the most complete failure of the Microsoft. And then I have seen a lot of devices where there were Windows 8, and there were the Windows 8 was also came with the DOS devices, especially the laptops. And it was really important for it is very really important because they did not I believe that they had some problems with that Windows 8, and I many people in the internet say that the Windows 8 is a particularly failure version of the Windows, but after that they released the Windows 10. And I believe Windows 10 was a massive success of the Microsoft after the failure of the Windows 8, because I believe that they learned something from the Windows 8, and with that, they got a so nice and the powerful operating system, which is of course Windows 10. And in the Windows 10, I have seen a lot of programs that can learn that can run at simultaneously, and definitely, lots of many powerful softwares, including powerful, very heavy games, were also played on the Windows 10. And as today is January 28, 2026, and at today we currently use the Windows 11. Even though we use Windows 11, there is also many people in the world who use Windows 10, and constantly there is also update for Microsoft is constantly bringing the update for the Windows 10 as well. However, they say that they are not bringing update for the Windows 7 and earlier version. So when I purchased my own, let's say, laptop, then my journey was also started with actually, when I mean to say that I see the Windows XP when used to see that Windows in others' computer. Like, I don't have my own personal computer, but I used to see in the offices, in the schools, or my friend's computer, my friend's father's computer, like that. But I do not have any personal computer where I have my own operating system, my own laptop in which the Windows XP was installed. My journey for the Windows started from the Windows 10. I had my laptop in which the Windows 10 was installed, and from that Windows 10, right now I have a Windows 11. And many people says that you can also transfer if your laptop is low end, and if you have, like, initially my laptop was really slow when there was only 4 GB of RAM, and then when my laptop used to run under the hard disk drive. But I updated my laptop into the 256 GB SSD, while also I extended my RAM from 4 GB to 8 GB. Currently, it is also running on the 8 GB, and it works perfectly fine. It works perfectly fine. There is no problem. There is no issue right now because the speed of my laptop is also very good. But before that, like when I tried to open the Adobe Photoshop, like in that time I had Adobe Photoshop 2019 version, and in that time when I tried to open that particular software, it used to take about 5 minutes to just open that. Even though when I tried to reboot my laptop, then like it used to take a lot of time. Like right now, when I try to reboot my laptop, it just do within 30 seconds. Within 30 seconds, it gets restarted. But when there was no memory card, when there was no SSD, when there was no extension of the RAM, my laptop used to, take about 4 to 5 minutes for restarting, and then for another additional 4 to 5 minutes for just opening the software. Even though in that time I did not use the Chrome, which is one of the most, people say that it used a RAM a lot. Because of that, I discarded to using the Chrome, even though in that time I used Microsoft Edge for browsing. I had, I had to wait about 45 seconds just to open that Ace. You know, life was really difficult, and I used to, like, I was really interested in coding, even though I have a Windows 10, even though I have a perfectly fine working Windows. Because of the lack of power of my laptop right now, my laptop has a very, motherboard in which my CPU has the processing power of 1 GHz, which is a really, 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 really slow in the modern laptop. And right now I'm running my laptop in overclocking speed. So, like, right now I do not have to wait along for that particular, wait along. Like right now, when I try to open the Adobe Photoshop, as well as right now, I can use Adobe Photoshop together with the Adobe Illustrator, Microsoft Edge, and other. I have also installed the Chrome right now. When I try to open all of this app, it perfectly work. It perfectly work without freezing. Sometimes I have seen, right, when I used to, when before adding my SSD, my laptop used to freeze a lot when I open the Microsoft Edge. Even while using the Microsoft Edge, even after opening, then it used to say Microsoft Edge is not responding like that. I have to wait a lot. And during that time, I was really interested in coding. Like I used to do HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and I had to install the VS Code in my laptop along with other. I was interested in design as well. So as I said, I used to work on the Adobe Illustrator and Adobe Photoshop. So in that time, like all of these softwares like VS Code, Illustrator, Photoshop, like literally were keeping lots of pressure in my laptop. But you know, during that time, my interest in coding, I used to, keep up. Like I used to um make my like I used to use it even though I had some problem or issues. But yeah, it was my what we say like it was my the word is not coming into my mind. It was something like it was not my choice. It was basically not my choice. I have no other choice that I can, install the RAM instantly, install the more SSD instantly like that. But I have no choice. I have to do in that same laptop right now. That my laptop is same, but I have an upgraded power. All of the SSD drive has been saying like I have my SSD drive which had the 1 terabyte of storage that is very large, and I have separate SSD card working as the local disk C in which the system works. Yeah, these are the things I like to talk about the computer today. So I believe my sound is coming really good. So I love to end, I would like to end this video right now. And yeah, I hope I speak well. I will be listening this, I will be watching this video again. So I want to know like how my mic is working because before this, my laptop used to detect the earphone plug just once, and then when I try to remove that plug and when I try to enter that again, it used to like it used to do not recognize it do not it used to like it never recognize the earphone or any kind of plugins. Like right now I'm using the microphone by using that same earphone plug. So right now it is working, so I believe the sound is also working perfectly fine. So yeah, thank you for watching. Goodbye, have a nice day.